What I'm about to read are excerpts, in fact, the whole thing of the T.H. Kelly Handbook. And this thing was put together by me about 1982 or 3, and it was because the organization I was in then was composed of just over 600 people in little groups of 5 and 6 and 7, 100 miles on each side of the state line between Alabama and Mississippi, and stretching all the way from the Gulf up to Tennessee. The kid that ran the wood yard in North Mississippi lived in Savannah, Tennessee. And because so much of the organization was operating in small, almost independent groups that never saw their supervisor but once a week or sometimes once every other week, I put together a series of points that I told people when new folks came into the organization that this is the way we intend to run the Woods Division, and I'm telling it to you now because if you don't want to do it this way, let's find out early on and it will save one another a lot of trouble. In my opinion, American industry spends almost no time in training people to be supervisors. As a matter of fact, the Army doesn't. The Army is so busy trying to teach a captain how to be a major general that they forget to tell him how to be a major. And it's one of the vast holes in all of our organizations. And what this is, it is designed to be a handbook for first-line supervisors to try to show them how to establish a climate so that the half dozen folks or so that work for them all work together at the same time and in the same direction. Okay. The T.H. Kelly Handbook, dedicated to the troops. Gladiators in the process of fighting lions should not be interrupted to discuss sword patterns. American troops are the best in the world. They can do anything so long as 3 conditions exist. 1, they must be informed of the mission and can be convinced it has value. 2, they believe there is a chance, however slim, of carrying it out. 3, they believe the man they work for is competent, has vertical clout, and is as concerned with their welfare as he is with his own. All 3 conditions must exist. If any of the 3 is lacking, you do not command, you simply walk at the front of a crowd. If the 3rd is lacking, you and they are not an organization, you are rabble. There are 5 critical objections in the Tom Kelly system. 1, know the troops. Understand xenophobia, understand initial mistrust, recognize command attitudes light versus heavy, understand the point of view of hourly versus salaried people. 2nd, communicate with the troops. Formal programs, daily communications, and C is one called They Don't Talk to Me Yet. 3 is establish a climate of risk reward. You have to set standards, you have to be able to track results. Risk-taking, decision-making, and change are encouraged without fear, and credit is given. C and D can happen only if you personally do not run scared. 4, you have to establish a sense of personal worth. You have to utilize the employee's skills and ideas, and utilize the employee's desire for participation and involvement in decisions. Say so is worth more than money. 5, seek a spree, not discipline. The difference is defined: a man on horseback with a shotgun has discipline, but nobody wants to work for him. And chapter 1 is a discussion of the critical objectives. Know the troops. You cannot properly communicate with or command people you do not know. The Bill of Rights notwithstanding, all men are not created equal. They are different. They have regional differences. They have differences in outlook, differences in background. What motivates one man may completely turn another man off. There's a pronounced degree of difference in ethnic background. If you overlook these differences and through a misguided sense of equality treat everybody exactly alike, you are a practitioner of the Procrustean bed system of management. A first principle of knowing the troops is to understand xenophobia. Xenophobia is an unreasoning mistrust of foreigners. It is not necessary that you be born in Murmansk to qualify as a foreigner. That you are the boss and they are not is sufficient. The defect of not being born in the adjoining half section is not a crippling deficiency that renders you incapable of doing your job, but it lies there. You must recognize this basic mistrust and deal with it.